Well, my name, as you all know, is John Rampton, and today I'm going to be talking about how to get PR and press like a maniac. Who wants press for their startup? Yeah? All right. First of all, John Rampton, I like people that tweet me, so tweet me. I like that. Also, I write for Forbes, Inc., Entrepreneur, TechCrunch, and a whole slew of other sites. I get pitched probably at least 100 to 200 times a day. These are emails coming to me, pitch. So, first, I need a little bit of help. So who has a startup and wants to pitch me on stage? Now keep in mind, I will be writing about one of these two startups. I need two people. Okay, I got one. Okay, I need one more. Okay, back there, come on up stage. If you guys want to come up here on this side, I'm going to have you guys pitch me your startup. And then I'm going to teach everybody, and then at the very end, I'm going to have them come up again and pitch me at the very end. Now, this is going to be 30 seconds. That's it. I'll cut you off after that. So 30 seconds to pitch my startup. So let's give these guys a big hand. All right, they're going to bring out a microphone right now, so great seeing you. All right, so pitch me your startup. Tell me a little bit about it and what you need. 30 seconds, that's it. Okay.
It's not exactly startup. I'm thinking of building an online party, political party in Indonesia. Why? Because Indonesia is one of the largest democracy in the world. And we have one united political system as compared to India and US, which are federal states. And we believe this because Indonesians currently have young demography. We have bonus demography. 40% of our population is actually very young, and we are very internet savvy. We are very chatty. We are posting things in social media. So we believe aspirations and people's policy can be made through continuous engagement with the citizens. Not just every time election happens, but it's continuous engagement with the citizens. Thank you.
Okay, let's give them a hand, you guys. Okay, now go sit down over there. I'll bring you up. Okay, come on up. Give us your name and pitch me. Okay, nice to meet you.
Zoe.
John.
Hi, John. There you go.
Perfect.
So just
there you go. Good job.
basically, the card has on the front side my email address, website. That's a landing page. I didn't know how to write code, so it's very basic. And on the back, there's 6 social media sites, which I've done on my own in the last 3 weeks. The website is about ending the stigma surrounding mental health. 1 person dies every 40 seconds. That's on global statistics from World Health Organization. It's not a sexy topic. It is something that I do have first-hand experience in. I lost my mum in 2012 from suicide, but the target audience that I want to go to, it's why I'm on YouTube with fun, creative music and great videos to be engaging to youth, is that they're seeing the images on these social media reels, and there's a real impact there as to why, you know, this is a big important thing that I want to do.
Okay, all right, let's give her a hand. All right, thank you very much. I'm gonna drop this right here. All right, okay, good job. Okay, first of all, I wanna teach you guys, and great job to you guys, you're coming back up after. So make sure you don't, towards the end, you hop back up here. First of all, to pitch press you guys, you need to have an amazing product. Who has a shitty product here? I actually see hands. I have built shitty products. They will do nothing. No press will really want to talk about them. So you have to have an amazing product. Next, customers are gold, and they make the best stories. Press wants stories. They want statistics. They want information. Customers are gold, and your product will go nowhere without customers. If you get all the press in the world and you have a shitty product and no customers, your product will go nowhere. So you should know everything about your customers. Do you guys pay attention to who your customers are? Yeah? No? Yes? Is that everybody alive? Okay, good. We got you alive. You should know everything about your customers. You should know who they are. What are their pain points? You should know how you solve what problem they have, and hopefully you're solving that. Next, you should know how to solve that for each individual customer. Next, what sites do they frequent online? Do you guys pay attention to your referral traffic to your website? because you guys should. Because this is a great indicator for you guys on where you should start to go after press. Because people who frequent certain sites, you want to focus on those sites and focus on the press that is getting and going to those sites. So, customers make the best story, and you'll never get anything without them. Next, I want to tell you about a company that I started called Pixlu. Now, this company ended up selling. I launched it. It was this major success story in my life. It went very well, and it made me a fair amount of money, which was great. We all want money, right? Yeah. Okay, at least one person in here wants to be rich. The rest are all, I want to change the world. Hopefully you want to do both. So Pixlu, I worked at this company, and I grew this company. I was employee number 5 at this company. They put me in the broom closet, literally the broom closet. They poked a hole through for my computer cables, and they said, sell our product or we're going out of business. So literally over the next 3 years, we grew that company from 5 people to 190 people. I was the #1 sales rep. I figured out how to sell and how to sell my product. After that, I left, and like every entrepreneur, we leave our jobs and we create something that totally competes with them, called Pixlu. Horrible name, by the way. Don't judge. Don't judge. So when I launched this company, I had really good press relationships, and that's all I wanted to do was get press for this. So I had to learn how to do it and how to get, which when we launched this, within our first 3 days, we had 70,000 customers within 3 days of launching. It's pretty good, right? It's decent. Okay, and this is how I did it with press. So, how to pitch press. First, perfect the 1-sentence pitch. I learned this from Dave McClure of 500 Startups. He said, you should be able to pitch your startup within 3 to 5 words. Clearly explaining everything that your company does in 3 to 5 words. So, a good example is Airbnb. Find a place to stay. It's simple, it's easy to remember, and it's something that they can come out and say, oh, we're Airbnb. Find a great place to stay. It's not some complex thing like, oh, you can rent out your bedroom, and da-da-da-da. No, find a good place to stay. Here's a bad pitch that I received. No-name company. Please don't Google this because it still is on their website. We're a data integration, social analytics, blah, 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 blah. Are you guys bored yet? Because I'm kind of bored just reading the first sentence. That is a true pitch where the people said, here's our 3 to 5 word pitch. It's 100 words. Okay. So when I'm pitching press, I like to create a list of writers. So when I create this list, I put it in a hierarchy. Now, I'm in the tech space, and I like tech. So I put it in a triangle: TechCrunch, Pando Daily, Mashable, industry-specific blogs, and so on and so forth. Every industry is going to do this, and every country is going to be different. We're all from different backgrounds, different countries, everything, so we're all going to have a little bit different of information. So you can put this together yourself. Next, I want you to go to Google News and type in startup PR or whatever your company space is, financial news, whatever this is. This will give you a huge, big list of people that write about whatever your topic is. Next, I use a company called BuzzStream to additionally stock. Has anybody used BuzzStream? It's pretty awesome to stalk people. Who here is a good stalker? Yeah, we got a couple good stalkers? Okay, total side story, but how I met my wife. Yeah, okay. So I met my wife, and I saw her at a party, and I was like, oh my word, she is hot. And me being, the techie guy, of course, I go up and walk past her and go to my laptop and find her on social media. I add her, she adds me back, obviously. And then, a day later, she's like, how do I know you? And I'm like, oh, we know each other. We met at this party. She's like, no, we didn't. And I'm like, oh, we totally know each other. I tried playing it. Finally, she's like, tell me something about yourself, about myself, that nobody else knows. So me being the smart ass that I was, and kind of this clever online stalker, I then proceeded to give her her 3 previous home addresses. Who's the stalker? It ended up working out, and it was really good. But this is how good of a stalker you need to become if you want to get PR. You need to find out details about these people, not to stalk them, not to show up at their houses, not to do this, but to really get integrated into their lives. So, what I like to do to ethically research press, AKA I like to say stalk, is I like to follow them on 30 days on Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, and you can Google RSS their articles. This gives you a lot of information about them and helps you stalk them a little bit. So, research. So, this gives you a lot of information on them and helps you get to know their articles and everything about them. So it helps you to get to know their style. Now, you've already found that they write about your niche. And then you find out that they're writing about this, that their interests are this, and you get to really get to know their lifestyle. So, write a list of 15 to 20 writers. I don't like getting more than that. 15 to 20 and do this for them. I like commenting 5 times a day for 30 days, not on every single one of them. This is 5 total. You have 25, 30 writers. That means you're hitting them about once to twice a week. You're commenting on an article, making a suggestion, or something on social media, but you're interacting. You're becoming part of their community. Next, write a pitch email. So, here's a couple elements and things you guys need to know about pitching press. 81% of press prefer to be pitched on email. We don't like being pitched in person. I'm not saying all of us, but some of us do not like talking to people. We like reading from people. Email should be 200 words or less. 88% of press prefer to be pitched this way. So subject line is key. Do you guys ever read an email if it's like has a huge subject line that's really, really boring, or do you guys just delete it without even paying attention? Because I delete it. I get 200 of these a day from every single person in this room. Literally, every person in this room within 1 week has pitched me. It gets boring. If you don't grab my attention in that small amount of time, deleted. Okay, so give exclusivity. Exclusivity is a great way to gain their trust and gain their information. If you have something exclusive, for example, here's a thing, but an example of one that I have pitched to TechCrunch that they ended up writing about. I'll post this after as well, so you guys don't need to, copy this down or anything. But give exclusivity. I typically give 3 writers exclusivity at the same time when I'm pitching out, and then the next day I give 3 more people until somebody grabs a hold of it. If one of them writes about it, that's when you email the others and say you don't have exclusivity anymore because you lost your chance. This is a basic email template that I use, and I say, hey, as you know, I'm in your same space. Here's a company, here's how much money they've raised, here's a little bit about them, and here's their competitors. That's what press wants to know, especially if you've raised a significant round of funding or have a significant amount of users. So, you need to know, you need to have these elements. You need to know what your startup pitch is, your startup name, website, Crunchbase profile is one that I use in Silicon Valley, description of your startup, quickly, possible founders' bios, main competitors, and if you've got funding. Really, really quick. Know what time to reach press at. This is a key thing, because most of my stories are written at least a day in advance. So I say 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. is the best time to reach press. They're all up early, they want to get done, and their stories are all written most likely before 9 or 10 a.m. So 70% say they prefer to be pitched in the morning. Next step, email them. Email 2 to 3 a day. Now you have your list of 30. This isn't email them 2 to 3 times a day. You have a list of 30. Email 2 to 3 a day about your startup or your significant process. Stop. Don't feel rejected. How many people have emailed press and never heard back? That's really good if the rest of you have emailed and you have heard back, because I don't email back 99% of people. You're going to get rejected. That's why I say email as many as you can. Email 2 to 3 every single day. Give them exclusivity. Put the points in there that we talked about a little bit earlier. So, follow up one time. Don't be that annoying person. I have these auto responders that I know they're junk because I get the same email over and over and over. Follow up one time. Just make it a nice email. Be like, hey, I'm not sure if you saw this, but it's a really good thing. You've written about this before, and I really think it would be something that you like. After that, just consider it that they didn't really follow up. Unless they follow up and say, hey, pitch me in a week, or hey, I love this, get me more information. Then you can follow up as much as you need. But if they don't do that, only follow up one time. So, common things that writers write about and that press like to write about. So these are things that I have found that they really like writing about. First of all, launching a company, especially if you're a previous founder who's had a successful exit or done something in the past. Raising funding is really, really good thing. Typically, I say anything over $250,000. If you're going after something like a TechCrunch, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, which are more, again, US and national publications, but whatever your publication may be, fundraising is always a good bet. Large customer achievement. If you've had a certain number of customers, you just reached 100,000 customers or 1 million customers. If you've reached your first 50 customers, probably not going to work because it just won't. Acquisition of a company, or local news topics. Local news topics are always a great way to get press. Press typically have to write 3 to 4 stories a day. And most of the time I find that half of those are local news or local things that are happening in their area about local startups. So if you can come up with, oh, this happened in the news, my company, I quick pull some data from my database and say, hey, this is happening. It's a really great thing. For example, my company when Greece went bankrupt, right, and had all these financial problems, I quick and pulled some data and said, oh, on average, every single day, there's 100 people in Greece sending invoices to other companies. And as soon as this hit, now there's on average 3. So it's gone down 97% in this time. I send it to like 20 different people, maybe 30 different people. It ended up being picked up by CNN, who was like, oh my word, and here's a significant thing that's happening with freelancers in this economy. What's going to happen? It got us some significant traction, and it really, really helped our startup. So that, you guys, is how you pitch press. And that's how you pitch me on your story. I wish I had time to go into everything, but I don't. So, I'm going to invite back up our 2 contestants, and I want both of them to pitch me again, incorporating some of the things that I've done. And first of all, the 5-word pitch, 3 to 5-word pitch, and then I want you guys to help me pick which one, and whichever one wins, I'm going to write about on Inc. magazine. So, come on back up. Let me grab the microphone. I think they're bringing the microphone, so just 1 second. Hey, can the team bring back out the microphone? Oh, there we go. Oh, thank you very much. All right, we got it. And this time you have 1 minute to pitch me. So 3 to 5 second pitch, and then 1 minute about what you're working on.
5 words. Indonesians, get your concerns matter. Get your concerns matter. In Indonesia, all this while, all these decades, all Indonesian people do not really feel that their concerns is being translated into policies in Indonesia. And we believe that has to be changed. And with the information technology and the savviness of Indonesian people in getting access to the internet and sharing in the social media, we believe that it can be done. Continuous engagement between a political party in the system of the government with the nation's people can be done through the social media and the internet. And this has to be continuous. And we believe we can create a platform online political party to serve these needs of Indonesian people, get their concerns matter in shaping Indonesian's policy.
All right, good job.
Thank you.
One thing that you did very, very well there, I don't know if you noticed, compared with the first time, this time he explained what he's doing and how it impacts each and every one of us. That's something that you really need to do and that I strongly suggest. All right, good job. All right, and our second person, come on up. You'll do great.
Thank you. So in less than 5 words, it's just to make mental health mainstream. So based on what I was talking about before, I think I missed the commercialization of it. Obviously, if there's investors in the room, that's the most important. So you've got to have advertisement. I want it to be in line with what I'm doing, which is all around health. Obviously, people think that mental health is just one particular area. This is to prove that it's not. It touches people in many different ways, and so it's a holistic view of how complementary services can be then advertised in this space. That's from the YouTube end. What else did I miss? Okay, well, makeup, for example, there's tutorials with hundreds of millions of views. It's not something that I'm a big fan of, but I think that children definitely need mentors, and they need people like you to be able to connect and bridge that gap. So it's about breaking down barriers and creating better communication within society. So again, with reels and feeds these days, there's obviously an importance placed on that highest moment, that highlighted view of someone's life. This is to cut down through a bit of the BS, if that's possible to say, and just to look at what people do behind the scenes and how people work hard and how people get stressed out, and to sort of connect with everyday lives, not the horror stories, not those extreme cases, but everyday people. There's a great example, Humans of New York, and he's doing it through photography. This is doing it through video. Thanks for your time.
All right, good job. Great work. All right, how did they do? They did pretty good, right? All right, we're actually not going to vote. That was kind of misleading. I'm actually going to write about both of them. So good job, you guys. And you guys, congratulations. And you guys, that's how you get press. Thanks, guys.